Most of us are not living the life of comfort and luxury, right? We have all been there, counting pennies, stressing over bills, and wondering why the heck financial independence seems like a fairy tale reserved for the rich and famous. But what if I told you that flipping your financial script doesn't require winning the lottery or being born with a silver spoon? It's about making some smart, and dare I say sneaky, moves that anyone can do. Because you are only 6 months away from living the life you're dreaming of day and night. You heard that right, 6 months. Imagine waking up 6 months from now not worrying about your bills or stressing over debt, but instead planning your next investment or even that vacation you've always dreamed of. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you it's not only possible, but it's within your reach? In this video, we'll tell you real-life strategies, from smart investments and money-saving hacks to creating multiple streams of income that you probably never even thought were possible. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. It's a roadmap that requires dedication and the right mindset, but if you're ready to put in the work, the results could be life-changing. So stick around. But before that, make sure you've subscribed to our channel. First off, we need to get into the real nitty-gritty your mindset. Now, I know what's popping into your head. Oh great, here comes the motivational mumbo-jumbo, but hang tight. This is where most people really trip up, and it's not just any fluffy concept, it's science, my friends. Here's the deal: if you keep thinking about yourself as a poor person or stuck, guess what? You're going to be. It's like trying to drive a car with the handbrake on. You're never going anywhere fast. You've got to get a growth mindset, one that's open to learning, adapting, and above all, believing that change can happen. Research even says that those with this growth mindset make more money, are more happy and healthy, and are more successful in pretty much everything in life. Don't just take my word for it. Psychologist Carol Dweck wrote the book on how a growth mindset can truly change things. But the basic point is that the initial step on this journey is to change your thinking from "I can't" to "How can I?" Believe me, all the difference is going to be made with this simple change. And before you go rolling your eyes, ask yourself, do you really want to keep playing small? Or are you ready to start making some big moves? I thought so. Now let's get into those moves. Step number 1, budgeting effectively and saving. Let's talk about money, more so on the issue of where yours goes. You probably don't really know where half your paycheck goes every month. It's the little things that add up. I'm not saying you do or should live like a monk, but if you're serious about getting rich, you've got to get serious about where your money's going. Step 1 is going to require a budget. Yes, I said that. And you're thinking probably was that budgeting doesn't sound too fun, but just give me a minute here. A budget is nothing more than a plan for your money. And if you don't have one, then your money's going to make a plan all on its own. Now, the key is to be realistic here. Don't set yourself up for failure by trying to make a budget tighter than a pair of skinny jeans after a Thanksgiving dinner. Track your expenses for a month. Every single one, then you're going to figure out where you can cut back. Maybe it's those daily lattes or the subscription services you forgot you had. Yeah, I'm looking at your 6-month-old Netflix account. Once you've trimmed the fat, it's time to start saving. But not just any old savings account will do. You want to make sure your money is working for you, even when you're sleeping. That means finding a high-yield savings account or starting an emergency fund altogether different from your day-to-day cash stash. Why? Because life happens. And when it does, you don't want to dip into your long-term savings to fix a broken car or cover an unexpected medical bill. Let's put it this way: if budgeting is the bread, then saving is the butter. Together, they make a pretty delicious sandwich that'll keep you full while you work on the next steps to getting rich. And let's face it, who doesn't love a good sandwich? Step number 2, strategic investing. All right, you have got your budget in check, and you are saving like a champ. Now it's time to make your money work for you. Enter investing. Before you start throwing cash at the very first stock you see though, let's break it down. Of course, investing isn't only for the Wall Street elite or tech-savvy teens trading crypto in their parents' basements. It is for anybody who wants to develop his or her wealth over time. It only takes a small, persistent start, and really everything else is to let compound interest work its magic. One time, Albert Einstein even called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, and he was correct. It works like magic, but in the real sense, because it takes a little of your savings and turns it into a big deal over time. So, where do you begin? Well, your best friend upon entry is the index fund. They are low cost, low risk, and mimic the general growth of the stock market, ensuring your money grows slowly without you doing anything. Think of it like a slow cooker: set it and forget it, and when you come back later, you've got a delicious return on your investment. However, you are not very adventurous, so perhaps you will only want to test the waters a little with some of the real estate or a few blue chips. You see, diversification is key. One does not put all their eggs in one basket, since, after all, when that basket is dropped, you are out of luck. Spread it across different assets, and you're more likely to see that steady growth over time. And here's a little fun fact to chew on: if you look throughout history, the stock market has returned an average of 7 to 10% per year. Compare that with your savings account's 0.01%, and you're making money rain. The bottom line is, invest your money now, and in the future, you will receive a giant high five, maybe even from the deck of a luxurious yacht. Step number 3, multiple streams of income. Let's be real, one income stream just isn't going to cut it if you're serious about getting rich. The days of relying on one paycheck are over, my friends. Diversify. Let's consider the side hustle first. It could be selling your handcrafted items on Etsy or offering consulting services in the area of your expertise. The good thing about a side hustle is that, basically, it is something you are good at or interested in and lets you earn extra cash without spending too much time on it. Next up is freelancing. If you've got a skill writing, graphic design, or coding, you can easily turn that into a freelance gig. Currently, the demand for freelancers is at an all-time high. Want to know the best part? You can do it from wherever, whenever it's that flexible, earning money on the side without quitting your day job. And of course, there's the passive income. This has been said to be the holy grail of all streams of income for one very good reason: it is passive. Think rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or the building of an online course that continues to generate income on its own. You've done all the work it needs up front, and now it's passive income that comes in. The goal here is to set something up that will continue to generate income with minimal ongoing effort. Here's a stat that will blow your mind. An average millionaire has 7 streams of income. 7. So if you are just sitting there with one, it is definitely your moment to begin building. Remember, the more streams you have, the faster you are going to fill up your bank account, and maybe you even need a second one. Now let's take a little time to discuss the inevitable setbacks, because let's be honest, life loves tossing curveballs, especially when you're finally getting your financial act together. It could be an unexpected car repair, a medical bill, or maybe even the loss of a job. Whichever form these setbacks take, 9 times out of 10, you feel like you're pretty much back at square one. The thing is, you don't necessarily have to let setbacks derail your whole plan. Actually, they're just bumps in the road, and with the right mindset, you could navigate around them without losing too much momentum. Step 1, put money in an emergency fund. Although we discussed saving earlier, having an emergency fund refers to a completely different thing. It is that amount of money kept separately and only to be used if things blow out of proportion. Consider it a sort of financial safety layer, one that jumps in when life starts to get a bit too unpredictable. Also, do not panic. With all the craziness and the tendency to just freak out and do something stupid because things aren't working out, like pulling everything from all your investments or maxing out your credit cards, trust me, buddy, that's the worst thing you can do. Instead, take a deep breath, look at the situation, and adjust your plan accordingly. Maybe you need to pause your investments for a month, or cut back on non-essential spending. The key is to stay calm and remember that this is just a temporary detour, not a dead end. And let's finish with 2 words that will be your best friends in this journey, taking you towards success: consistency and patience. I know it's as exciting as watching grass grow, but it is absolutely imperative that you get a real lasting result. Here's the thing: wealth doesn't grow overnight. Yes, there have been those famous literal overnight rags to riches stories, but for most of the rest of us, that's just not how wealth is built. It takes time and is developed slowly with continued, intentional actions and wise decisions from one day to the next. Think about it: your financial life can, to a large extent, be equated to planting a tree. You can't just throw a seed in the ground and have a full-grown oak the next morning. You water it, give it sunlight, and have to wait while it inches along in its growth every single day. The same is true of your finances. Small, consistent actions like sticking to your budget, investing regularly, and being continuously hungry for new streams of income will add up over time, and then you'll have a mighty oak of wealth. One should never forget patience in any instance. Of course, it is taxing not to get immediate results, but that is the world we live in. Everything is accustomed to instant gratification. But remember, the race was won by the turtle, not the hare. Stick to the course, continue to do the right things, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. You know, a Fidelity investment study found that individuals who remained invested through market downturns and contributed to their accounts regularly achieved significantly greater accumulated amounts in their portfolios over time than those who simply reacted. In other words, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so today we have covered so much, and I know you are now super excited to begin the journey toward your financial freedom. Actually, it's simply not funny. Okay, so let's quickly summarize. From a cannot mindset to applying the how can I mindset. Get that budget down and start saving like a pro. Empowering money to work for you through strategic investing. Build multiple streams of income to diversify your earnings. So what are you waiting for? Start today, and who knows, the very different financial picture you have 6 months later. All right, before you go, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel for regular tips on how to become the master of your own financial destiny. And hey, if you've got any questions or want to share your own progress, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.